Hey guys, what's up? Daniel here with Dark Gadgets. Today we're doing an unboxing of the Sony FDR AX100 4K Handycam. Now this was announced during CES and it actually just came out. It's what Sony is calling 4K for 2K because it retails for $2,000 plus tax. But let's go ahead and unbox this here. On the side of the box we just get some details about what it does, what it has. It can shoot 20 megapixel still images, and the sensors, it has a 29mm wide angle lens, etc, etc. But let's just do this unboxing here. So we open the box and the first thing we get here is the manuals, which is limited warranty, and then how to use the camera, and the tips and tricks, how to learn to use this camera to the full advantage. We open here and we're gonna get the camera itself right here. Let's put that aside for 1 second. Now we're also gonna get a little controller. We'll take a look at that in a sec. And all the cables. So this right here is the adapter, so you connect this to this to the wall, and then this right here to the camera. Put that aside. We also have a little extender here, or no, this is actually the HDMI, so you can connect it to the TV, and this is the extender because the camera comes built in with a little USB, and if that USB isn't long enough to connect to your computer, this will extend the length of it. This also comes with a lens hood, and we also get the battery. So let's put that aside right now and put the box, throw the box away over there. And here we have the controller, which allows you to control the camera from, if you're recording yourself or something like that, you can click the button and the camera will actually zoom in, and you can click out and it'll zoom out. Now what's interesting about this unboxing is that I actually decided to take out the camera and kind of fool you guys so you can see the recording, the quality of the recording. Now I didn't play too much with the settings here. I just brought down the aperture to 2.8 and try to make it as bright as I could to make it match what I normally record with my T3i. And I will be making a video comparing this to a DSLR and the pros and cons. But yeah, this is the controller, and then this is the lens hood right here in case you want to see it. I'll show you the camera in a second. I'll cut away and show you guys that. But this is how the camera actually is focusing by itself right now, and you can kind of see the camera focuses pretty quickly. Let's see how close we can get this. And yeah, so the quality is pretty good, and right now it's recording at 4K. I'm not sure if I'll upload this in 4K so that you guys can see this part in 4K. I might upload it in 1080p. But this is how it records right here, and we're going to switch over to the Canon so that you guys can see the camera right now. Alright, so taking a closer look here at the 4K Handycam, it's actually a pretty decent size. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's just perfectly manageable for one hand. You don't necessarily need big hands to actually just hold this in one hand, and it's not too heavy. But here we have the viewfinder. We have the flip out LCD right here, which you can flip and turn around here, and just so you can record at different angles, which comes in handy. We have this really nice lens, which is made out of metal, and it feels very good quality compared to the rest of the body. The rest of the body just feels like your typical DSLR, but in a different, form factor. And here we have the lens in case you want to see that. And it all works really well. Here at the bottom we have the manual button, which allows you to then control the iris, gain, ISO, and shutter speed by using this knob right here. That knob controls everything manually. Now the battery just kind of slides in. You kind of place it right here, and you kind of push it down, and it just kind of snaps into place. And it does come out. It doesn't hide like on a DSLR. But that's just fine because it's not really obtrusive or anything. We have these start and stop buttons right there. We can switch between video and camera mode. And we have the zoom and everything right here. It just feels perfectly like a video camera. You can click here to take a 20 megapixel still, maximum I believe. Then you can of course change the quality there. We have the zoom and focus toggle right here, which allows you to use this for different things. So you can use this for zoom, or you can use it for focus. The autofocus or manual focus, you turn that on or off. At the bottom we of course have the tripod adapter, so you can put this on a tripod. And this is how you release the battery. You click right here and it comes right out. Right here we have the power, display, white balance, night shot, and program modes. And these allow you to, of course, select different things. The display button just hides the display, and I'm not really going to go over this too much. It was just a quick little unboxing overview. This button right here allows you to mute the person behind the camera, which is very interesting. Right there we flip it out and we have the opening for the SD card, which it takes up to 60, or you need a 64 gigabyte card if you want to record 4K pretty much. And sadly it doesn't have 2 slots, which would really come in handy. So that means you're basically gonna have to end up getting more than one 64 gigabyte card if you're gonna be shooting a lot, because you don't want to have to upload it into a computer or a hard drive right in the middle of recording when you realize that you've run out of space. Now this does have a mic up here, 5.1 surround sound mic, and it actually does sound pretty good. It doesn't sound too bad. It's not as bad as the audio on a DSLR, although on a DSLR you can kind of like play around with it to make it sound a little bit better, but it's a pretty good audio. It'll record fine if you don't have the budget for a mic, but if you are getting something this expensive, it's always good to have an external mic that you can use, something like the Zoom H1 that I use. So at the bottom here we have the connection for the HDMI, and then for the headphones. And yeah, that pretty much sums up the camera here. The panel right here, it's touchscreen, and when you first boot it up, it will tell you to set the time and location so that you can know the time. And that's pretty much it for the setup process. And you can of course change the image quality sizes, the playback. You can do slow motion on this. I believe it's up to 120 frames, but you have to go down in quality to, I believe, just regular 1080p. You can change shooting modes here. You have a bunch of varieties. You have effects for when you're recording. You can play around with the mic, and you can have a zoom mic. You can have it zoom into the person or the thing that's in front of the mic, and I haven't tested that out. But yeah, I'll be making a full video on this soon, comparing it to the DSLR that I have and seeing what the pros and cons are. But this is it right here, the Sony Handycam 4K camera for $2,000 plus tax plus a memory card. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I'll make sure to make a video of comparing this against a DSLR. That's mainly what I want to do, since there's obvious differences between the two, and which one's better. Is it better to buy a DSLR, a cheap one, and get an expensive lens, or is it better to just go off with this? I'll make a whole video explaining that, and hopefully run through some more of this Handycam's features once I get some time to play around with it. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the future videos. And as always, thank you guys for watching.